The unsurpassed, penetrating and perfect truth is seldom met with, even in 100,000 myriad kalpas. Now we can see and hear it, we can remember and accept it. I vow to make the Buddha's truth one with myself. Homage to the Buddha, homage to the Dharma, homage to the Sangha. Well, as many of us know, yesterday Reverend Master Daishin ordained Donald Hart as a monk, and he is now Houn Simas, which means the one who listens within the Dharma cloud. We're very happy. Monastic ordination is always a very joyful thing for all of us, whoever we may be. Becoming a monk, I'm not going to talk about monastic life, it's all right. Becoming a monk is often described as renouncing the world, but it sounds a bit chilling, as though the world is something you have to get rid of. The world, something awful. We couldn't get rid of the world, right in the world, it's ridiculous. So Reverend Master Hubert called it leaving home life behind. And for a monk, I think that's much more appropriate. We're not getting rid of something, but just leaving it behind in order to do something else. So monks let go of their family life, their relationships, their career, their hobbies, their stuff, their skis and camping equipment and all that. We don't get rid of our family relationships, but they change as they move on and to something else. It's like when somebody gets married. Their relationship with their parents is different when they marry somebody because they've got a new commitment. The prime example of leaving home life behind is the Buddha, of course, who left his family, his princely status and all that stuff in order to find the cause of suffering. He wasn't trying to get rid of those things. He was trying to find something else, something deeper, something more essential. Let me just deal with this. So today, I'm not going to talk about monastic life, I'm going to talk about relinquishment, which everybody can practice, whether we're a monk or a lay trainee, or anybody, actually. And I think relinquishment is a better word than renunciation because it means letting go, rather than getting rid of something. Relinquish something and not pushing it away, just letting go of the grip. And relinquishment, letting go, is really the basis of Buddhist practice for all of us, whether we're a monk or a layperson, as I've said. It takes different forms for different ones of us, whoever we may be. We have different ways of letting go, different things to let go of. But the fundamental thing is the same. We're working on letting go of our attachments, our selfishness, which causes most of our suffering. Well, in order to practice relinquishment, we don't have to let go of all our stuff. We don't have to give away everything. And if we're a monk, we give away most of our stuff. If we're a lay trainee, we don't. Because relinquishment is really a thing of the mind. It's not a thing of stuff. Reverend Master Jiyu, our teacher, she had all sorts of stuff that she made use of, but she wasn't attached to any of it. It didn't make her happy or unhappy. She loved to go shopping, but she wouldn't buy a whole lot. She'd just see the potential in things and buy a little inexpensive locket or something, and maybe make it into a kesa or into a little altar or something like that. Or you just enjoy it, a little thing, completely secular maybe, and then she'd let it go. She didn't cling on to everything. And she could enjoy things. It was fine to enjoy things, but she didn't cling on. They were not the source of her happiness. Relinquishment, letting go, leaving something behind. And clearly it's not just material things that we leave behind. It's fine to have material things, of course, and it's fine to enjoy them, as Reverend Master did. But it's when we cling to them and invest in them too much that we have problems. My happiness depends entirely on this thing or this person or whatever, So, as Buddhists, we try to practice relinquishment, letting go. Since the cause of suffering is attachment, we practice letting go of attachment. And renunciation, relinquishment, letting go really means letting go of attachment. And it's the same for all of us, those new to training, those who've been at it a long time, and we can all do it. And for all of us, actually, it's beneficial, no matter who we are, what our situation may be. Relinquishing the grip is essential, very, very helpful. Well, how do we do it? If we meditate, letting go of our thoughts. This is the basic thing we do. Letting go of our mind, our constantly discursive mind that thinks of this and that and the other thing. And we have a thought going on. We think, oh, I'll just finish this thought. I'll just finish this thought, and then I'll come back. It's disastrous, because when you just try to finish that thought, we go on to another thought and another thought. But if we just think, just come back, just let it drop, just like that. We don't have to throw it away, just let it fall to the ground. Then, and then trust that we will remember what we need to remember. We don't have to have a whole thing of figuring out what we're going to say at that next meeting or whatever. Whatever it might be, we don't have to kind of get all stuck with it, worrying that we're going to forget something. We probably will, but is it not more important to just sit still and let go of that grip on everything? And sometimes sitting still can help us with the thing we have to do later. All kinds of letting go, letting go of what we want. What we want is sometimes at the expense of somebody else, Letting go of our selfishness, really. Letting go of our opinions, endless opinions about everything. It's so hard to let go of our opinions. But if we can recognize, oh, this is just my opinion, and not hold it too tightly and think it's ultimate truth, oh, I can just let that go. I don't even have to throw it away, I just let it relinquish the grip, I may still have the opinion, I don't have to cling on to it, I don't have to think I'm right and everybody else is wrong, I don't have to make it a cause of suffering. Our ideas, our theories about everything, our desires, the things we want, the things really, our goals, the things we really like to do or have or whatever, can we relinquish the grip a little bit and not make that the source of happiness for us? If I don't get this thing, I'll be miserable. And if I do get it, I'll be happy forever. It's not like that, Our history. This is who I am, this is my life, this is what I've been through. You have no idea what I've been through, Letting go of our ideas of who and what we are. I'm this kind of person, therefore I think and act this way. I like these things, I don't like those things. I believe in these things, I don't believe in those things. All this kind of stuff that makes me a me, And all this means letting go of the things that cause suffering. Clinging to things, the second noble truth. First one is there is suffering in life. The second one is caused by clinging. And then we have, there is a way to end this clinging. Then we have the Noble Eightfold Path, as we mostly know. So, clinging. If we can relinquish the clinging, consider, what do we cling to? What are the things we can't bear the thought of losing? And it's not necessarily material things, of course, as we said. All those ideas and opinions and views and history and all that stuff, all the stuff that makes up me. Very hard to let go of all that stuff because we've had it since birth. All this is me, my history, my memory. This is what I'm like, And some of the things that make up me, we don't even know about. It's only when we get something that threatens it. If you start to get upset about something, oh, what am I holding on to? Oh, it's some idea or something I had just taken for granted, And if you can see that, something we cling to is being threatened. What is that? And that can help us to see what it is and how it causes us suffering, how our clinging to the thing. Not necessarily anything wrong with the thing, it's that clinging, Fear. We can see how fear works on us. Fear of losing something or losing somebody, fear of not getting what we want, fear of something happening that we dread. Oh God, anything but that, This is completely normal. Of course we have fears, and they come up. But we don't have to let them rule our lives. We don't have to be ruled by the things we're afraid of. We can sit still with them, see them, face them, look at them. And when you look, fear comes and goes. It's not there solidly all the time. we have a moment of fear, and then if we sit still with it, it usually dissipates. Relinquishing the grip. I don't have to be, if I'm not afraid, then I might let go of something and I might lose it, Just to be willing to trust and let go a bit of the things that we fear, losing, the things we dread happening, Not to avoid the things, but just to avoid the fear, just to let it arise over and over again, let it come and go. Relinquish the grip. Clinging to things. It's not that there's something wrong with them. There's nothing bad about the things. It's the attachment that causes the problem. Consider morphine. It's one of the very best medicines for extreme pain. And, of course, if we're addicted to it, it's a horrible suffering. It's the clinging that creates the suffering. The world is not inherently evil, although there's all kinds of suffering. But clinging to the things of the world is not satisfactory, There is lots of suffering in our world. We don't have to cling to what we think about it, what we think should be done about it, how awful we think people are. It's not me creating all the suffering. Oh no, it's other people. But actually we do create suffering because we cling on to things. And the things of the world are not inherently evil. It's just that the clinging leads to suffering. And we see masses of it. All the wars and things that go on. This would be people are clinging to something. They want something, they don't want something, And when it comes down to it, we can't actually find complete happiness in anything. If you cling on to anything, a thing or an idea or a person or anything, we tend to suffer because nothing lasts forever. Nothing lasts forever. Impermanence. Everything changes. And things are not completely satisfactory. We get the nice thing, the nice new shiny thing, and then a week later we trash our car or we do something, or something happens. Or it's not so nice and shiny anymore. Okay, I got the thing. Now it's just an ordinary thing. It's not a new thing anymore, and I want something else. Quite unsatisfactory. But to relinquish the grip and to say, okay, get a new car, fine, that's nice. We can enjoy it, but we don't have to make it a source of happiness or get completely distressed if we wreck it. As long as we don't wreck ourselves, it's nice if we don't. If we do, try to deal with that. Looking clearly at what we do. This really helps us with that clinging. Looking at what we do, what goes on in our mind, and with compassion, not with judgment, thinking I'm a bad person because I cling to things. Well, we all cling to things, actually. We just try to work on it, But we could say, I'm causing suffering. We don't have to say I'm a bad person, or this is bad. We can say, to do this causes suffering. I'd like to stop. I'd like to change. To see what we're doing helps us to change, We don't want to do it anymore. We don't want to be dragged around by our desires, our fears, our aversions. We don't want to be a slave to all that stuff. To sit still and to relinquish the grip helps us immeasurably to be free from all that clinging to stuff. Well, it's not necessarily easy to give something up. A change, of habit, difficult. Stopping habitual patterns with other people. We have this, maybe with our family, this way of setting each other off or whatever it might be. It's hard to change that sometimes, but we can do it. And if we see what we're doing, we can change. Oh, look, I'm always needling this person, or how I always feel judged by that person, or whatever it might be. Might not be true at all, but we bring it on ourselves because we're judging, or we're just having some opinion about something. And actually, we can change. And sometimes our changing of our relationships with others helps both us and them. People who go back to visit their family after a long time and they've been training in, sitting still, they may find, I get on better with my relatives than I used to. We don't all have to set each other off and get into arguments. It's much better. How about that? It really often helps, When we see what we're doing, when we really see what our mind is up to, then letting go of things that we cling to, sometimes it can come quite naturally. Well, look what I've been doing. This isn't bringing me any joy. It's just causing me suffering. And we can let it go, like a leaf falling off a tree. We don't feed it anymore. And it falls away. This doesn't always happen. Sometimes it's not so easy. But sometimes things just fall away that we don't need anymore because we see how that they're actually unsatisfactory. They're not making us happy. They're actually making us unhappy sometimes. Relinquishment. So letting go of our selfishness, our investment in me. Me. The sense of me is really a delusion, as the Buddha kept saying, pointed it out over and over and over again, because that's really what causes the suffering, feeling like a me that's the most important being, the center of the universe, and I have to have what I want and avoid what I don't like. I have to be comfortable, I have to have what I want. Of course. But it's a misery, because we never get completely what we want. We're always getting something we don't like. We get sick, all sorts of things happen. But if you can relinquish the grip on what I want and what I don't want, what I like and what I don't like, all my opinions, views and all that, just relinquish the grip a little bit. If you can let go of that compulsion to get what we want and avoid what we don't want, we can find peace of heart and real freedom from suffering. And it's a constant thing. It's not like we just do it once and it's done. Over and over and over again we work at it, because none of us does this perfectly. But we can see how that we actually can let go. When you let go of something, oh, I don't need to do that anymore. Oh, I don't need to worry about that anymore. I don't need that thing. It'd be nice to have it, but my happiness does not depend on that. A huge relief, actually. And it's the work of a lifetime. Letting go, relinquishing, over and over and over again. Once again, to quote Ajahn Chah, let go a little, you'll find a little peace. Let go a lot, you find a lot of peace. Let go completely, you find complete peace. Most of us are just letting go a little. This is where some of us are, That's okay, we're working on it. And if we find complete peace and liberation, it's not that nothing happens to disturb us at all. And it's not just trying to avoid suffering. Actually, we're making room for something else, something a lot bigger than we are. We're not constantly enslaved by our desires and fears and so forth. We're sitting still and making room for Buddha nature, something bigger than we are, something that embraces all of us and all our stuff and our foolish little concerns, that we can take refuge in, that we can always turn to. And that is what we're trying to do in Buddhist practice. So thank you for being here. And it's really nice to see everybody. Take good care of yourselves. If you're new, do come again. If you're old or been with us, do come again. And those who live us, please stay here.